joining me today. Today I thought it would be fun to put together a bullet journal holiday gift guide 2020. I have lots of ideas for you. I hope you like them. You can also check out my link below for my blog, and I'll be posting them there as well as links so that you can just link directly to the products. And I hope you enjoy and get some good ideas. Thank you for watching today. So first off, we'll start off with the bullet journals themselves. Now, I'm more prone to the thicker paper, so I gravitate more towards Scribbles That Matter or Archer and Olive. Scribbles That Matter is in about the $25 price range versus Archer and Olive is more of a luxury brand at the $30 mark, $35 mark. You can also look at Leuchtturm, which is easier to get a hold of and easier to find. The paper is a lot thinner though, so whatever the person in your life prefers to do or how they use their bullet journal, if they want to be learning lettering, I would suggest the thicker paper just because it's a little bit more forgiving depending on what ink you're using. So my next recommendation will be for some lettering books if that's what they're interested in doing. I strongly recommend Mastering Hand Lettering by Mai DeLeon. Now, that's where I learned to do my lettering, and I really loved it, and I really got a lot out of it. And then the other book I strongly recommend is Cute Hand Lettering for Journals, Planners, and More by Cindy Gintert-Baldo. She's a big name in the planner community. She's lots of fun, so I definitely check that out. So next up, I want to talk stencils. Now, you can get this massive stack of stencils for bullet journaling on Amazon, and that's about $13, I believe. That's Canadian, $13 Canadian. You can also look at some smaller companies. My favorite stencils that I gravitate towards is Journal This Now, and there is also EBGB Stickers. She has some fantastic stencils geared towards bullet journaling, so you can check those out. The next topic I'm going to touch on is markers. This is completely dependent on your budget. I love my Crayola Super Tips. A pack of 20 is just perfect. If you're looking at something a little bit more, you can consider the Pentel Sign brush pens, which are also lots of fun, or the Tombow Fudenosuke brush pens, which are also great for learning. Or you could just get the Tombow dual tip brush pens as well. Those do go on sale at Michael's and Joann's, so if you have a coupon, you can definitely take advantage of that. So that's all I'm going to say about that, because if you have watched any of my videos in the past, I definitely have a marker problem. I'm going to touch on pencils as well. I personally like the Prismacolor pencils. I'm not big into pencil coloring, so whether you get the Crayolas or the Prismacolors, and Prismacolor has a variation of quality as well, so you can get the lower end and it's still really good quality. The biggest tip I will give you if you're buying somebody pencil crayons is to get a blending pencil, because that's what makes all the difference. So make sure to check that out. So again, I'm going to talk about pens. I'm going to be very, very just basic with the pens. The bullet journal community loves the Pigma Microns, so that aspiring bullet journaler in your life might really appreciate a pack of Pigma Microns. For me, they're a little bit too oily, so I gravitate towards the Tombow Mono drawing pens. Similar effect to the Microns, less oily, and it is water-based. So it's just, I find, nicer to use. So now I'm going to get into some of the more decorative elements. I'm going to start off with stickers because, yes, it's fun to have stickers for your bullet journal. You can get these at various places. Honestly, an Etsy gift voucher would be a lot of fun. Some of my favorite stores to use are Tipsy Dog Designs, Coffee Monsters Co., and Oh Hello Michelle. Great owners, great shipping. They're really fantastic. Those are the stickers I love. Paper clips. Love paper clips. My favorite is actually a Canadian Miss Pepper Jane. Those are my favorite. And then you can also get some really fun ones from the Container Store for a reasonable price. So make sure to check that out too. We're going to talk washi tape. So I would err toward Amazon for washi sets. Some of the sets at Michael's can get expensive really fast. You can find some reasonable quality and reasonable variety on Amazon, so I would check them out. I haven't tried these out myself, but I've heard good things and they look great. But the Amanda Rach Lee collection as well, there's some neutrals in there if you wanted to snag some of those. If you don't know, she is like the bullet journal person in our world. So a gift from her could be appreciated as well. So another item I wanted to mention were the watercolor pencils. They are a great introduction to watercoloring in a bullet journal. Super easy to use and just great to have. IKEA actually has some watercolor pencils that you can purchase. They're fairly inexpensive and they work well. They're IKEA. But my favorite brand to use is the Derwent pencils, watercolor pencils. I've been using them almost exclusively in my bullet journal, and the quality is great, the outcome's great, and yeah, I strongly recommend those. Lastly, I'm going to touch on stamps. I know a lot of people in the bullet journal world use this little box of alphabet, alpha, number, and symbol stamps. You can find that on Amazon for a reasonable price. Me personally, my favorites to use are Studio L2E. They have some really basic letter stamp sets and they're super fun to use, super versatile to use. They also have some planner stamp sets as well that you can check out. And then my other favorite to use is the Sassy Club. They also have some great stamps geared towards bullet journaling and planning, but they also have some great character stamps too. So make sure to check those out. If you're buying stamps for that person for their bullet journal, I would recommend a pigment ink for their stamping. A lot of inks are dye inks. The pigment inks are a little harder to find, but definitely look for the Brilliance, the Color Theory. The Color Theory brand you can find at Studio Calico. Hero Arts has some pigment ink. You just want to make sure you're looking for pigment ink and not dye ink. That way, it's the pigment ink sits on top of the page, but I can link that up in the cards if you're curious or want to know more about stamping in a bullet journal. So I hope this was helpful. I hope you grabbed some ideas for what to get that bullet journal in your life, or some ideas for what to ask for on your Christmas list. If there's anything that I may have left out or anything that you recommend me looking at, please let me know down in the comments below. And I hope you have a wonderful day. Thank you for watching today.